If you're a truth seeker, you need to hear this. Your subconscious is trying to speak. Welcome to the only podcast of its kind, hosted by the legendary David John Oates. Dive into the world of reverse speech, where we unveil the hidden messages in the words of politicians, celebrities, and even you. Every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, join us as we decode the unconscious mind, revealing the truth behind the spoken word. With over 41 years of pioneering research, David John Oates takes you on a journey beyond the conscious realm. From shocking political confessions to the secret desires of the stars, no thought is too hidden. Discover what they're really thinking, and maybe what you're truly saying too. Tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit www.reversespeech.com to learn more. Reverse speech. It's more than just words. It's a window into the truth.
Okie dokie, I am back. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you've all had a marvellous week. It is a Sunday here in Australia, June the 22nd. All right, well, the latest news, if you haven't caught up with it, Trump just hit 3 nuclear sites in Iran, and I called this last night on the Rent show. I was based on Trump's reversals that he was going to hit Iran and hit them soon. And I was right. I've been right many, many times in my career. I have been wrong a couple of times, but spectacularly wrong when I predicted something happening in the month of December 2 years ago and nothing happened. I never know why I got that one wrong, but I've gotten the code word for Desert Storm and Desert Fox and accurately predicted many political moves based on the reversals. So I'm going to play you those reversals tonight on Trump that made me think he was going to attack Iran. And we'll look at some on Netanyahu. And so here we go. Let me get these Trump reversals up. Now, this is from a little 5-minute clip he did when he said he was had a 2-week deadline. Okay, he was going to. So, as we all know now, he said 2 weeks to lull Iran into a false sense of security because he's attacked 3 days into the 2-week deadline he gave. So let's look at some reversals. So this is a little 5-minute clip where reporters asked him what does he plan to do about Iran. He says, "I may do it, I may not do it." So here's the forwards. Oh, hang on. Let me share the screen here. Share screen, window, and there we go. Okay, we'll just put that up there so we can all see it. All right, so here we go.
At the end, last minute, they said, no, we're not going to do that, and they got hit. Remember 60 days, and then came the 60. 61 is going to become a very famous number. That was one hell of a hit, that first hit. That was one hell of a hit. Not sustainable, to be honest.
They surf that devil.
They surf that devil.
They surf that devil. They surf that devil.
Yeah, okay, there we go. They surf that devil. Devil. They're playing with fire, is how I would interpret that reversal. They're playing with fire. Well, someone just said in the chat, Jules Carter, my reverse switch Tumblr is phenomenal. Oh, thank you. I don't really use Tumblr. It's just really to put some audio files on there so I can play it on Facebook. All right, so here's the next reversal that made me feel that he was going to attack very soon.
Late though? Do you think it's too late to now?
Really, nothing's too late. The only thing too late is Powell.
He says, "We see thunder."
We see thunder.
We see thunder. Thunder, war. That's how I interpret that. Bombs dropping. So they surf the devil. They're playing with fire. We see thunder. And then there's this.
But they've suggested that they come to the White House. That's, courageous, but, it's like not easy for them to do. But they suggest, because I can't go now because of what's going on. I had to come back early from the G7, which was terrific, by the way, in Canada. Really terrific. Good people.
Here he says, "Had a nightmare we love."
Had a nightmare with her.
Had a nightmare with her. Had a nightmare with our
He loves the nightmare of war. We see thunder, had a nightmare we love. And then the last reversal on him was this one here.
Well, I don't know how much longer it's going to go on. I mean, they're totally defenseless. They have no air defense whatsoever. We've totally captured. We've totally captured the air, Brian.
Okay, so he's talking about Iran, and he says, "You lost it," referring to Iran. Devil roar. So the devil's going to come in and roar. So you lost it, devil roar.
You lost it, and
You lost it, and you lost it, and
Yeah, the devil's roaring. We see thunder. Had a nightmare we love. So they're all reversals that all told me that Trump was going into Iran. You got to feel the message of reversals sometimes, and the feeling was that he was going to attack. Of course, he's going to address the nation at night at 10 o'clock tonight. I'll be sure to watch that, and I'll get reversals for you on that next show. Okay. All right. Now let's go to Netanyahu. This is Netanyahu on interviewed on ABC, I believe. This was just a couple of days ago. Okay, so let's see.
They want to continue to have these
see
big
what
talks.
he's got to say for himself. Okay, here we go. Netanyahu. Let's run this again.
They want to continue to have these fake talks in which they lie, they cheat, they string the U.S. along, and we have very solid intel on that.
Need a loss?
Need a loss.
Need a loss. Need a loss.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how to interpret that one. I mean, you could go a couple of ways on that. Iran needs a loss, or does Israel need a loss? Is Netanyahu leading them into a situation that's going to cause great damage? It's hard to say. Okay, so here's the next one on Netanyahu.
Keep on building their nuclear weapons and building their mass ballistic missile arsenal, which they're firing at our people. They want to continue to create the two existential threats against Israel while they're talking. That's not going to happen.
The popular wars. I guess he sees hitting Iran will be popular. That's what he's thinking. The popular wars. That's a rather strange thing to call it, but anyway, the popular wars. Okay. Good morning, everyone in the chat room. Morning, Jeanette. You're always here faithfully. All right. Hey, incidentally, my listenership has gone down. We've been averaging about 1,000 hits a month. A couple of times we hit 2,000, but it's gone down to 500 last show. What happened? How come we lost all our listeners? Share, like, subscribe. Okay, we got to get our listeners back. Share, like, subscribe for me, particularly the share. Okay. All right. Here's the next one on Netanyahu.
Well, look, we had the peace talks. We gave it a chance. We've, clenched our teeth. We did everything we could to enable President Trump to negotiate.
You wrecked the deal. See, I think they sabotaged the negotiations. I think they wanted to go in. They didn't want to negotiate. So you wrecked the deal. Let's play that one again. Here we go.
Well, look, we had the peace talks. We gave it a chance. We've, clenched our teeth. We did everything we could to enable President Trump to negotiate.
You wrecked the deal. Yeah, I think they sabotaged the peace talks, personally. Okay, here's the next one on Netanyahu.
And we're going to remove those threats against our existence one way or the other. The Jewish people haven't traveled over time this great odyssey of 3,500 years with some of the worst tragedies meted out to any people.
Stole with the muscles.
Zero with the muscles.
Zero with the muscles. Zero with the muscles.
Yeah, stole with the muscles. Yeah. We're strong. We're resolute. We're going to work through to the end here. We're feeling spiritually strong in all of this. So here's the next one.
And President Trump has been a terrific friend and a terrific leader. And I trust his judgment. And we have together, we know what needs to be done in order to assure that those two twin threats to our very survival, to the survival and the peace of the world, are removed.
Seen help warn you. The help is America, and they're warning Iran. Hey, listen, mate, we got America on our side. You're in deep trouble. Seen help warn you.
Seen help warn you. Seen help warn you. Seen help warn you.
There we go. Seen help warn you. Greetings to the way of the peaceful warrior from Ecuador. Thanks for saying hi. I always like it when people say hi. This reverse on Netanyahu, I really don't know what it means, what it's got to do with the Iranian situation, but maybe there's a commercial deal somewhere. Anyway, listen, let's play it.
It's not going to escalate the conflict. It's going to end the conflict. We've had half a century of conflict spread by this regime.
They'll accept the customer.
They'll accept the customer.
They'll accept the customer. They'll accept the customer.
They'll accept the customer. What on earth would that mean? Who is the customer? I'm unsure what he means by that. Who is the customer? All right, next one.
Anti-Semitic mad fanaticism of the Iranian supreme leader. He's like a modern Hitler. He just will not stop. But we're going to make sure that he doesn't have the means to carry out his threats.
Stealth, said Iraq.
Stealth, said Iraq.
Stealth, said Iraq. Stealth, said Iraq.
See, I don't know what Iraq's got to do with it. Iraq is a neighbor to Iran. The only thing I can think of is if America is got forces in Iraq and they're going to attack Iran from Iraq. I don't know where they attacked from. They took out 3 nuclear sites this morning, or today, so this morning my time. Like I said at the start of the show, I called this. I played these reversals on the Trump reversals on Wrench last night and said we're going to go in, and we'll be in fast. All right, here's the next one.
Well, we're going to see if Iran is serious about dismantling their nuclear program, dismantling their missile capacity, dismantling the terror axis that terrorizes everybody in the Middle East and well beyond. If they agree to all of that, obviously, the war could end. If they lay down their arms.
Now you bomb it.
No, you bomb it.
No, you bomb it. No, you bomb it.
Now you bomb it. That's exactly what he's doing. Bombing the nuclear sites. And America's their friend. Let me play the seen help warn you. This is a joint operation with the United States. Let me play this one again.
And President Trump has been a terrific friend and a terrific leader. And I trust his judgment. And we have together, we know what needs to be done in order to assure that those two twin threats to our very survival, to the survival and the peace of the world, are removed.
Seen help warn you.
Seen help warn you.
Seen help warn you. Seen help warn you.
Yeah, there it is. Wow. And then here's another one about them operating in stealth. Of course, that's what Trump did. He gave them 2 weeks, lull them into false sense of security, and attacked after 3 days. I'm not the least bit surprised. I actually thought he wasn't going to wait 2 weeks. I thought, no, he'll hit them beforehand. So I like the way he's doing it. Okay, here's the next one.
John, I have my own assessments, but it'll go on as long as it's necessary to remove those twin evil threats. I think we're well on our way to success.
Stealth will beat.
Stealth will beat.
Stealth will beat. Stealth will beat.
Yeah, they're going to do it with stealth, and that's what they did. They hit them by surprise. Iran wasn't expecting it. They thought they had 2 weeks. And Trump, using great stealth, went and hit them after 3 days. Not the least bit surprised. Not at all. All right, here's some reversals on Netanyahu. Hang on, someone let me read what's happening in chat. Okay, regime change in Iran. We'll have to see, won't we? All right, here's Netanyahu in February of this year, talking about Iran. So the last one I played was last week. The one is in February, talking about Iran.
It's that simple. He's the greatest friend Israel ever had in the White House. You know, in his first term, he recognized Jerusalem as our capital and moved the American embassy there, recognized our sovereignty over the Golan Heights, got out of the disastrous Iran deal.
We've now researched hazard.
We've now researched hazard.
We've now researched hazard. We've now researched hazard.
Yeah, they've researched, you know, the dangers that Iran poses. That's what he's talking about forwards. The Mossad have done their work. They've pinpointed all the sites they want to go after. We have now researched hazard. Then we have this one.
The U.S. interest as well. I think the interest of peace in the world. You don't want a world in which the Ayatollahs have nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them. That's not going to produce peace. That's going to produce
Little will of the seaman.
Whether religious seaman.
Look, you can interpret that reversal two ways, depending on how you spell seaman. Is it S-E-A-M-A-N, which means the U.S. assets are now moved in. We got warships moved in. We've got, that's the seaman. Or is it S-E-M-E-N, which means he's getting off on it. He enjoys war. He enjoys fighting. Depends on how you interpret it. However, I tend to go with S-E-M-E-N because I got previous reversals on Netanyahu that says he really gets off on war. And this next reversal really makes me think it's S-E-M-E-N. Here we go.
Well, it's first of all a goal that we set. We set three goals vis-a-vis Gaza. One, destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities. Two, release all the hostages.
See the love with Dick. And that's what makes me think he's getting off on the whole thing. I got an earlier reversal on Netanyahu. I should have pulled it up. I don't know where it is. And when he talks about war, that says sex in the madness. And so I make that statement about SEMEN with confidence based on a lot of Netanyahu's past stuff. Okay. Matthew says, love you on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. Thank you very much. I did Clyde's show this week or last week. I can't remember now. Either this week or last week, one of the two. Probably last week, I think. So, yeah. Okay, look, that's all the new reversals I got for you today. But what I thought I might do, let's just shut this down and bring me back in here. What I thought I might do is to continue with the verses I was playing you on therapy. Okay, so we'll do that for about a half an hour, and then we'll wrap this show up. The main thing I wanted to play was Trump's reversals. Let you know I called the Iraq War beforehand, based on his reversals, and Netanyahu is all in. So yeah. It was they were definitely going to go to war. There was absolutely no doubt about it at all, and I got it right. Okay, we're going to continue with reversals on clients that I started doing last week. Now, if I can work out where I got up to, where are we? I can't remember where I got up to. The lost never see the master. The sadness will summon this. The son, he lives in my heart. Did I play this one? Here, let's play you this one. This is a client.
I've been doing hypnotherapy and regression on other people in the past. And to actually have it done, it's really nice. And I'm so susceptible to...
And this one is the son, he lives in my heart.
The son, he lives in my heart. The son, he lives in my heart. The son, he lives in my heart.
Wonderful reversal. That's the type of reversal you want to have on a client. Okay. Here's another one on the client. Let's play this.
Being able to use it to some sort of advantage, whether to my own or to other people's. Be financially secure, so that anything I need to do in my life, any family that I have later on.
And this reversal says, this is therapy.
This is therapy. This is therapy. Any family that I have.
Oh, what
later
happened
on.
there? Hang on, whoa, something happened. Let's play that again.
This is therapy. This is therapy. This is therapy.
Yeah, this is therapy. That's what we're doing. We're doing therapy with my client. Is anyone interested in client reversals? Maybe that's why I had such a low listenership last week. 500 viewers. I was devastated. Here's another one.
But now I've never been in a position where I've got all of this stuff and almost had no money, so that's why it sort of did stress me out a bit. But I'm cool now, man. I know I can do this and I'll do it. So,
and this one says, who'd want to believe the karma?
who'd want to do my karma?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd want to do my karma? Who'd want to do my karma?
A common word in reverse speech, karma. Reverse speech talks a lot about karma and describes karma as being the consequences of this life. Only in all the 42 years I've been doing this, I've only had very scattered clues about past lives. Nothing definitive to hang on to, unfortunately. And I've looked for it. But karma, the operation of karma, or what you sow will you also reap, is very common in reverse speech. And many reversals talk about karma. So there you go. All right, here's another reversal from a client. Let's run this one forwards.
And I said, well, you can't. Why don't you just get it for yourself at least while it's on offer? Well, she hasn't, and that speaks volumes to me because it's like, well, why on earth wouldn't she? You know, that's ridiculous.
Right. This one says, yeah, she looks hurt now.
Yeah, she look hurt now.
Yeah, she look hurt now. Yeah, she look hurt now.
Yeah, let's listen to the forwards again and see if we can work out what the context is.
I said, well, you can't. Why don't you just get it for yourself at least while it's on offer? Well, she hasn't, and that speaks volumes to me because it's like, well, why on earth wouldn't she? You know, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. She looks hurt now.
Yeah, she look hurt now.
Yeah, she look hurt now. Yeah, she look hurt now.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's have a look at a couple more. I might finish this show early today. Everyone seems to be running to the news services to what's the new war that's starting up. We'll play a couple more. Well, here's a strange one. Yeah, let's play this one. Right.
I even find that nowadays, if I sleep too much, not to that same extent, but I mean, you know, have weird dreams. No.
What a bizarre reversal. You must have a condom on.
You must have a condom on. You must have a condom on. You must have a condom on.
Well, that's a metaphor of some description. I don't know what to tell you. All right, the U.S. Nimitz carrier strike force has just arrived in the Middle East amid U.S. airstrikes on Iran. I'm reading the headlines now. Look, I'm just going to play a couple more reversals, then we're going to go on What's the War, okay? I think that's what everyone wants to do, so that's what we'll do. Okay, here is another reversal.
Definitely just pray and fast. As you know, I'm a Christian and that's what I believe in the Bible. You know, we have to pray, have to fast, these things through. If Jesus is the Son of God, which he is, and I believe he is, and he was praying, he was fasting.
Wow, your faith won't seal that.
We're lifting up, seeing that.
We're lifting up, seeing that. We're lifting up,
Oh, he's talking about praying and fasting, but the reversal says that your faith won't still that. It's not strong enough. However, how I interpret that. Wow, that's interesting. Reverse speech has a lot to say about Christians and faith and belief systems. It's wow. I would suggest that any person who calls themselves a Christian get their reversals done. You will be in for a rude shock. You might want to find out before you pass rather than after you pass. As blunt as I can make it. All right, here's another reversal on a client looking for direction in life.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would go just right away if I was to come back to stay any length of time. Yeah.
All right, this is my right-hand man, Jeff, talking about moving to Australia, which he did do for 5 years. And he says back, was feeling answers, God make it certain.
It's this guy make it certain.
It's this guy make it certain. It's this guy make it certain.
And of course, God did make it certain because he did indeed move to the United States. Okay. Oh, God, there's so many reversals here. I could play this for years and still not get through them all. Here's one that says, I have potential now.
I don't know. I guess maybe in my mind, where I'm looking at, because I haven't seen the results of it, I'm thinking, it's sort of like taking a chance.
And this one says, I have potential now.
That's good mail.
Yeah, that's after the meta walks that we've done. And the reversals indicate that the reversals did indeed work. And he now has potential. Okay. All right. Here is one that's post-trance tape that says, go with the gift.
The chances seem to help. I've been very surprised at how well that they have helped me.
Yeah, no, they work very well. They're quite amazing.
I didn't even think that they would, but they really have been.
Now this one says, go with the gift.
Go with the gift.
Huh.
Go with the gift.
Talk about the meta walks, the trances that I do. Go with the gift. They have done a marvelous job, and you need to go with them, experience them. Wonderful reversal, that one. Here's a well, where was go with the gift? Here's another one from after I've done the meta walks.
So perhaps we finally sorted her out. Who knows?
And this one says this source healing.
This source healing.
Huh.
This source healing. This source healing.
Yeah, the source of energy is healing as a result of the meta walks that we have done with this client. And here's another client following the meta walks that says your life onwards.
Before I sort of felt very introverted.
Right.
I'm still not feeling extroverted, but I feel that's happening.
Okay, your life onwards.
Your life onwards.
Your life onwards. Yeah, great one. All right, look, I'm going to wrap up early today. We're done. I think everyone's preoccupied by the war. I certainly am. I'm watching it right now. Look, I get back home next week. I'm back in Adelaide Saturday or Sunday. I don't know whether I'll be doing a podcast or not. I'm going to try and do one. It depends on what time I get back on Saturday night and whether I've got time to set up all my office again. So hang around next week. I may be here, but if I'm not here, then I'm not. Okay. So anyway, thanks everyone for today, and I'll see you all next week. Okay. All right. Bye. See ya.